Scorpio, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week, just sort of checking in, on what's most important in your energy right now, what you need to sort of know. I am doing it a little bit differently today. I am using the Celtic cross layout. I don't normally use this layout, so it's bringing through some really interesting prompts. So it's working. The very interesting. I really enjoy it, actually, to be honest. I may end up using it a little bit more often. I don't normally use it at all, but I am really enjoying it. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Keep up to date with all the videos. I will have some love readings coming up later this week, so keep an eye out for those. Leave a comment. Let me know, what you think of this layout, this format. Any other topics you would like to see on the channel delved into. I am using the Gilded Reverie Lenormand this week and getting sort of straight on into it for you, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. What's going on for Scorpio? What's going on in Scorpio's energy at the moment? What does Scorpio need to know about right now, please? Celtic cross format for Scorpio. Scorpio, please. Okay, Scorpio's energy. What's challenging you? The past, the future. Oh, okay, I got two for that one. Okay, we have your crown. We have what's beneath you. And then moving on to the 4 individual cards, we have your advice, the influences, hopes and fears, as well as the outcome. Okay. Strong energy. We are using the bottom of the deck as, our overview energy. Give us a bit of an idea of what we're looking at here. We do have the child coming through first, the clockwork, and then we actually have the star as well. So we definitely see that this is going to be in regard to a wish, a desire of yours, a dream that you're wanting fulfilled in your life. For some of you, that literally is children. Okay, so we are, I do feel that this is actually for a lot of you, that this is to do with your desired, your wishes when it comes to children in your life. So starting a family, extending a family, the way that children are going to be raised by you or whatnot. Children in your life, just in general, maybe adult children as well. And if for those of you where it's not the subject of actual children, the child card does talk about, new beginnings, things that, need to grow, a new adventure, basically. So we do sort of see this wish for some sort of adventure. I do feel that quite strongly for a lot of you, this is the adventure of having children, or in some way, shape, or form, because I am picking up that for some of you, this is not birthing biological children. This is, the adoption journey, the IVF journey. Those sorts of things are coming through there as well. But we do see the clockwork coming through. So, I do feel that for some of you, this is kind of like your biological clock is ticking. It's time to really start, addressing this desire within you. All right. And for some of you, I am picking up here that for some of you, the desire within you is actually that I want to be child free. And that's why this is coming through as well, because it's time for you to address the idea within your own self that, look, I actually don't want children. All right. So rough topic in a lot of ways here. It does seem to be relatively specific to actual children for majority of you. But so I'm going to, as we go through the reading here, I am going to use that as the main example. If that is not you, take it how it resonates for your situation, and the situation being a new adventure that you want to start, a brand new beginning that you're trying to, bring in that you wish for. So, so for example, if that new beginning is a new business, think of that new business as your baby. All right. So we're going to use children as the example, I suppose. All right. And now that I've said that too, for some of you, this is your new business, is your baby. That's quite literally what this is. But your energy here, we have the key. Okay, so you're looking for success. Your current energy is, what are my options? Where are my opportunities to, get what I want here, to have those wishes come in? What opportunities do I have? Really, really taking note of your opportunities at the moment, and knowing that you do actually have quite a lot available to you, and they're all, potentially successful opportunities. So you're kind of really opening yourself up to the opportunities that are available to you. You are being challenged here by the book. The unknown factors are what is challenging you. Okay, so for some of you, the unknown factors are the things of like, am I even able to have children? I don't know. Whether you're a male or female, all right? I don't know if I'm able to have children. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know about. For some of you, this is the actual bookwork, the financial receipts, basically. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford to have children. How do I make it work? I don't know enough about what to do, that kind of stuff. The intelligence, the knowledge, the education around this subject is what is challenging you here, which is actually really good as a challenge, because it's easily changed. That's a challenge that we can easily compensate for. We can just Google. We can, we can get a parenting book and learn more about that. We can, learn about more options that we have. If I can't have children, maybe I can look into the other option of adopting or whatever, So there's always, that's a very easy challenge to overcome. So I actually like that for you, Scorpio, as a challenge. It's like, for some of you, you're just not feeling educated or knowledgeable enough to be able to take the right opportunities that you're given here. The past energy here, we have the bear. So, in the past, you have been very, very sort of strong-willed, very, very maybe defensive about, I'm kind of picking up some of you may be actually have been quite defensive in the past about, I don't have children yet, blah, blah, blah. I've got exactly what I want, blah, blah, blah. Others of you, you've had some very strong boundaries about even discussing this with your own self, that I'll discuss you. And I feel like that's why this is a challenge for some of you as well, because you have had these strong boundaries within your own self about, I'm not even going to think about having kids until I've got X amount of money, or until this, falls into place. So you've put boundaries on your own self in the past around this issue. But in the future here, interesting. The future energy, we have the clover and the ring have both come out together. So starting new cycles, taking a chance on commitment here, taking a chance on, starting this commitment, jumping in the deep end and taking the commitment on board. So for some of you, I do see the future energy is to, do you know what? I'm just going to jump in the deep end, and I'm going to commit myself to this new beginning, to this child, to having a child. It's a cycle I'm ready to start. I do feel as though we are jumping sort of in the deep end, and that's it. I'll just find out. I'll just learn along the way, kind of thing. If that's my challenge, I'll just learn along the way. I'm just going to jump in and get started, kind of thing. I'm just going to take a chance and risk it. I keep getting risk it for the biscuit for some reason today. Very interesting. Your ideal outcome here, your desired outcome, we have the tree. So your ideal outcome, I want that family tree. I want to expand. I want to grow. I want the growth. I want the family tree. It's coming through very straightforward, as your desired outcome is. I want that family tree. I want to extend. I want to branch out to this new chapter of my life. I'm ready to look at having children for a lot of you here. This is very, very straightforward for a lot of you here. The subconscious energy, we have the mice. This is this is not kind of typical for subconscious energy, though. The mice does talk about past losses. So some of you may have, experienced miscarriages or a partner miscarrying in the past, and you have a lot of fear around that. You may have lost children in the past. You may have become close to children and then lost them in the past. So, I'm picking up for someone here. You may have been in a relationship in the past where the person had a child and you got close to that child, and then when that relationship broke down, you lost that child. So you feel as though you've lost a child kind of energy. For some of you, it's quite literal. Okay, so I am sorry about anyone there where this is actually, a loss of a child or a miscarriage and those sorts of things. There is a lot of subconscious fear. I feel stress, worried that the past is going to come back and haunt me when it comes to this situation. Your advice, Scorpio, your advice is to Scorpio it up. We have the snake here, okay, which is your card, which is follow your passion, basically. That don't allow your doubts to deceive you. All right, don't allow this illusion to deceive you either. All right, because I do feel as though for some of you, it is important to notice here that sometimes before we have children, we have this illusion about what the perfect family is. Sometimes we have this illusion about exactly we have to have XYZ before we can start our family. And to understand that your advice is to recognize that may actually be an illusion that you're placing on this. That, do you know what, it's kind of feeling relevant here to mention that, around the world, people have children without having X amount of money in the bank. People have children every single day without knowing, how they're going to feed those children, how they're going to clothe those children. People have children every day without even knowing how to look after children. I feel like for you, Scorpio, don't worry about that, but don't allow yourself to have this illusion that everything has to be perfect, because anyone that does have children does know that no matter how hard you try to make things perfect, something comes out of left field and you have to learn on the fly anyway. And this is my personal advice to you, is that if you are looking at starting a family, that just educate yourself as much as you possibly can. But yeah, things are going to come out of nowhere. Things that you didn't even think that you would have to expect, that are going to shatter that little illusion anyway. So, it's not what you think it is. Whatever you think parenthood is right here, right now, it's not that. It's always got these unexpected twists and turns, and it can be greater than you ever imagined. So don't allow yourself to believe that you have to fit into this perfect little illusion of what things look like. Just follow the passion and the desire that's within you. Use that Scorpio heat. I know you're a water sign, but geez, you guys have got some heat backing you up. Pardon me. The influences around you, we do have a lot of influences around you. Some of you, the influence around you is, have I met the right one? Dating is a rough thing sometimes, but I do feel as though for a lot of you here, this is external influences of having to compromise with others around you, having to sort of be sociable and public about what's going on for you here, which is not necessarily the case. With your advice being the snake here, you have the ability to find other ways around things than what other people may think. All right, you don't have to do things the way that other people tell you. All right, there's this external influence of you, of this has to be very sociable. That's not going to necessarily be the case. I just want to clarify that. Clarify the external influences for Scorpio here. Yeah, like trying to put too much logic and rational thinking on it. We have the masculine there. And for some of you here, you are questioning, is this the right person that I'm wanting to have children with? Or have I met the right person to start a family with? I do feel for a lot of you, you're questioning that, and you're you're trying to put logic on something that's not logical, to be honest. You're trying to meet other people's logic and rational thinking, which is not necessarily meeting your own desires and following your heart here, Scorpio. I just want to clarify for those of you who are questioning the person, please. Yeah, it's the person that you are wanting to have a family with. That it's your wish come true. So I do feel that for some of you, it's talking about not really caring about the person as much as your wish here. That you know the external influences of, like, I feel like for a lot of you it's like you're worried about what, something that isn't actually a concern um with this person, because do you know what, even if they're not the right person, they can be the right person. Is it's kind of like just having hope and optimism that whatever you desire here will be the wish come true, um without without worrying about the external influences here. Your wishes are prominent, more so than worrying about the external, worrying about anyone else in the situation. It's you that's the important factor here, because your hopes and fears, we have the cross. So you're fearing this is going to be too much of a burden, too much of a responsibility for me to take on, but you're hoping that everything is going to work out fine one way or another. This is a spiritual energy here. That there's a lot of hope. This is the card of having hope, really, having faith that everything will work out how it's supposed to, not allowing the fear to stop you. That yes, there is a lot of responsibility that comes along with it, but have faith in yourself, have faith in your ability to shoulder that responsibility. Okay, Scorpio, because what I'm seeing here as the outcome, we have the Lily. So as an outcome, this is long term. This is exactly what you want it to be. Long term, this is your emotional sense, your emotional vulnerabilities, and emotional intimacy. Long term, this is something that is going to be solid in your life long term. This is your long term desires being met. Okay, so I do feel ultimately here that this is a message of you're really, really thinking about having children, and yes, it's kind of the right time and the right space for you to move forward with that area of your life, Scorpio. Just in very short, quick terminology there. But anything else Scorpio needs to know in regard to this situation, please? Anything else Scorpio needs to know in regard to this situation, please? Dig deep and communicate. We have the well and the letter here. So dig deep, find the deepest parts of yourself and bring them out to the surface, and make sure you're communicating them very clearly, openly, honestly, with the people around you that can help you here. I do just want to check in here too, for those of you who are actually single, because I understand not all of you actually are, in a committed relationship, ready to have that the typical, the stereotypical man meets woman, has child kind of thing, gets married, has child. So I just want to, account for that as well, because I am getting a very clear, sort of straightforward message here. But I am picking up some of you have not got a person in your life that you would have children with, like physically, like, yeah. So you're a little bit confused by that, but it's part of the journey. It's part of the journey, which very interesting. I do feel. Who is Scorpio having children with? Who is Scorpio having children with if they're single? Look deeper, research. There is someone around you that you can have children with. Like, I feel as though, going back to these external influences, for those of you who are currently dating, or like dating around and feeling as though you maybe haven't met the right one yet, I feel like a lot of you have, because there's this desire within you. There is this, look deeper within your own self, and you may actually already, you're allowing yourself to sort of, I'm just lost and confused. I'm just lost and confused on how to move forward here if I don't have a person. But if you look deeper, there is. If you look deeper, I am picking up that you already know this person, Scorpio. Pardon? How will Scorpio know who they're having children with? How will Scorpio know who this person is? We have the fish and we have the sun. So some of you, you're paying for the person, if that makes sense. So this might be like donor. It could be a donor. It could be a Gemini. It could be a Pisces. It could be a Cancer. It could be a Leo. It could be, that there's plenty of fish in the sea. It could be whoever you want it to be, Scorpio. It's someone that, they make you feel warm and they make you feel happy. And, if you look deep down within yourself, you know who this is already. So it's kind of like this energy of the opportunity presents itself, make it happen kind of thing. So yeah, I'll leave that up to you to work that bit out. You know who that is, I suppose. It's telling me that, if you look deep down, you already know who that is. It's somebody that you have that wish fulfillment to have a family with. So there you go. That's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon.